Okay, sci-fi fans. Of course, as you can tell, you're looking at the Jupiter 2 replica from Lost in Space, the original series. And what a great series that was, and I would say still is. I was a big fan of it, and what a dream come true to actually get a replica of the Jupiter 2. Myself being a spaceship fanatic, and I mean fanatic. I even thought about maybe even building one of these, a real replica. Maybe not as big as the original one, but at least one in my backyard or something. But anyway, um, this one I got, believe it or not, years ago. My wife got it for me. I believe it was for my birthday back in 1999. It may have been. I think this came out in 98. Maybe it was 98. Who knows? I'd have to find the original receipt, which I probably have somewhere. But anyway, you'll notice there's a million of these videos. But the reason I'm showing this is I just want to give you the pros and cons. If you're a Lost in Space fan and you're thinking about getting one of these, I got to tell you, this thing, I noticed it on eBay and online. It's expensive. I mean, they want at least a couple $100. I've seen some for $300, and the price just keeps jumping. And I got to tell you, man, I was glad to get this when I saw it, because I was watching this. This was, and I would not lie to you, $28 my wife paid for this thing. And that included shipping, so from Trendmasters. So, I got my money's worth here. And this is just one thing that I could say, I got my money's worth. I've got other stuff that I probably overpaid. But if you really want one of these, unfortunately, you're going to have to put out some money. What I would do is, if personally, and I'll give you the pros and cons, and you'll make a good decision. I'm going to give you the pros first. The pros is that you get a nice box, okay? Got a lot of nice colors, details, and everything, as you can see. Okay? And, the box itself, is worth money in itself. You get three figures, the robot, Will Robinson, and Dr. Smith. Okay? And then you get also a neat thing, the space pod comes with it. And there's a little compartment. And I'm going to actually show you that. That's on the box. Here's the Jupiter 2. It's right next to it on the table. Another pro on this thing is that the body style does match the original Jupiter 2. It matches it. Okay? It doesn't look too boxy like some of the ones on YouTube. Okay? And you get the three landing gears, with the ladders or steps. Okay, they close. You can push them in and pull them out. They're by hand. They're not like mechanical or anything. Okay, a really nice feature here also is that you can actually open the top cover. Okay, and they have a hole here, so you have to really pull tightly. I'm going to hold it and see it pops out. And it has these little tabs, as you can see, that fit into, I guess, little grooves in here. But anyway, putting it in is a little more difficult than popping it out, obviously. You get somewhat of a detailed interior. You don't have to put any stickers or labels. It's already done for you. This is what's nice. You can take it right out of the box and start playing with this thing. So, you're a Lost in Space fan, and I don't have time to be building it, sticking it, whatever. This is it. And I'll show you the interior starting back here. The robot is stationary here. He will not move. You got some decals. This is a panel or a panel door. Actually, or a door, let's say. Here's a panel, electronic panel with some computer displays. You get 4 freeze tubes, 1, 2, 3, 4. They do not light up. As a matter of fact, the interior does not light up. That's a downside. That's a con, okay? And I'll get into that later. But you do have a lot of detailing. You have details inside. they're stickers, unfortunately. Okay. Here's the two seats. They're nothing like the original. The original, they were a little wider on the bottom, and they were black. Okay. And then you have some more computer controls back here and panels. Okay, the figures. This is what's nice about it. I got Will Robinson in a suspended animation tube. He does come in the original space suit that they wore during takeoff. Okay, and then Dr. Smith has his. He was a doctor, obviously in the military. His blue whatever Air Force, I guess, uniform. And they're pretty much detailed. The faces look like the original characters. Downside, you don't get Penny, you don't get Judy, Maureen, Dr. Robinson, or the other guy, which I forget his name, but anyway, so you don't get the other characters, okay? There's a button here. This button will do the lighting effect, and another positive is the sound effects, okay? And I'm going to play that. Okay, those are some. There's only 3 sounds from the original series. You got the, I guess, the warning that when they were being targeted by some alien missile. You get the okay. Then you have the noise when, I guess, something was going to happen. I guess the foreshadowing effect, if you want to call it. And the other one, that was the warning. That's the target warning. That may have been as they were flying or something. And then that's the foreshadowing. Something's going to happen, or I don't know. Anyway. Now, those were all the positives, okay? And actually, one more. The back compartment for the space pod. This opens. This is a nice feature, and I guess this is why this doesn't go all the way around. In the space pod, you have to pull it out. You have to pull out the space pod. And the space pod actually opens in the back, and that's all it does. The space pod, they didn't do much to it, but it does have some details on it. And there is a little antenna that pops out. The antenna looks kind of big for the space pod. I never bring it out, but for a diorama, it would look nice. So if you're looking for a nice diorama too, you could use this. Now, I'm going to tell you about the cons in the next segment because I'm running low on batteries. So I'm signing off. This is part 1. Look for part 2.